have to see the dinosaurs dropping.
Dino droppings?
All right, here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the compound. Today's video is going to be interesting. So the other day, as a joke, I posted a picture on Instagram where I put a pile of dino droppings in a Hammond collection package, and I changed the text to say dino droppings. And I wasn't really expecting to get the reaction that I did, but according to the numbers, you guys really liked that picture. So because you voted with your likes, I am, for the first time in compound YouTube history, I'm going to show you how to make one big pile of accessory to go along with your Hammond collection Ellie Sattler. Now, the one that I made for that picture was just a piece of foam with hot glue poured over the top, and it worked for just what I was trying to get, across in the photo. But I feel like with a little more effort, I can actually sculpt a pile of dino droppings and add a little more texture and realism to it. And I can't believe I'm talking about detail on a pile of trike crap. What are we doing? Anyways, for those of you who clicked on this video and you are interested in making one for yourself, I'll show you exactly how easy it is to make one that will fit in perfectly with your Jurassic Park display and toy photography shots. This will be a super easy accessory to make, and it just might be the crappiest video I've ever done. So let's talk material. You have a couple of different options here that you can use, one being Milliput and the other some kind of oven bake modeling clay like Sculpey. I'll be using Sculpey mainly for the sake of time due to recording this video. I can sculpt it, bake it, and then paint it within the span of like 30 minutes. And Milliput requires cure time, which can be like 3 or 4 hours, and that's just not practical for me time-wise for this video. So what I'm thinking for this particular piece is, instead of making it out of one solid heavy, chunk of clay, I'll take some foil and build up the general shape of the pile, and then put down a relatively thin layer of clay over that. That way, after I bake it, I can actually remove the foil and have a light hollow piece instead of a solid chunk of clay. Just cuts down on the amount of material used, and it stretches out the clay for future projects. So I've got the overall shape planned out, and there's really no right or wrong way to make a pile of dino crap. Honestly, you just want the big amorphous blob of doo-doo. What else can I say? But once you get all the clay laid down, we can start to add some texture to the surface. For that, I like to use rocks, since there's tons of organic textures, on bumpy rocks like this one. And you just want to randomly push it into the clay using different amounts of pressure and depth, just to add texture variation to the surface. All these little details and ridges and crevices and everything like that will really help with dry brushing later on. So I had enough clay left over from that initial chunk that I took out, and I decided to make 2 more piles just to have a few extras on hand for the scene at the end of the video. But with all of these done, and now it's time to pop them into the oven at 275 for about 15 minutes. And once they're cool, we can start to sling some paint on them. So the piles are baked and they are rock solid. I also pulled out all of the tin foil, so they're hollow on the inside, and now it's time to paint them up. And this will be real easy. You just need like 3 different shades of brown. I'll be using Vallejo Game Color Charred Brown for the base, Beastly Brown for the mid highlight, and Leather Brown for a final highlight. But you don't have to use expensive paints on this. Just the cheap apple barrel stuff from Walmart would work just fine. So I'm going to thin this base brown down significantly, since there are all kinds of little holes and pores in the texture. I want to make sure that the brown paint can seep into all those little nooks and crannies, so none of that white shows through. For a reference point of the consistency of this paint, it's almost like a wash-like consistency, just a tad thicker. Next layer to go down will be the mid-tone brown, and I'll just dry brush that all over the surface, and then follow it up with the final highlight color with the leather brown. And that's pretty much it for these. So now we can go over to the photo booth and try out our piles of dino droppings. So hopefully you guys found this ridiculous video helpful and inspiring in some way, shape, or form. The whole point really is to just have fun making props and accessories for your dioramas, regardless of how absurd they are. But if you do give this one a shot, remember to tag me over on Instagram at the Jurassic Park compound, because I'd love to see how your dino dropping piles turn out. For more Jurassic related content, you know where to find it. Links will be in the description box below. You guys take care, and I'll see you around the compound.